Dirtle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Dirtle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and dirtle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Dirtle Magic. Today we're playing some more Svella, Ice Shaper. Looking at our opening hand. Nope, need 3 lands to start this off. Let's go ahead and mulligan. New hand, we do have 3 lands. Not a lot of follow-up, but we can get our commander down and start making icy manoliths. So that can be good, and then draw some more cards with Harmonize. I think we have a path here. Let's go ahead and keep it. Our commander, 1 red, green for legendary 2/4 Troll Warrior, 3 tap, create a colorless snow artifact token named Icy Manolith with tap, add 1 mana of any color, and 6 red, green, tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Our first opponent with a plateau and a mana vault is Akiri. That's not going to be if they use a lot of artifacts. And Akroma, Vision of Ixiador. Ixiador? I don't know how to pronounce that. But between the keywords and the artifacts, this could be bad. Our turn gives us Pious Revolution, a new card I'm trying out in the deck. Let's do Firelit Thicket and pass the turn. So Akiri, red-white for legendary 0/3 Core Soldier Ally, first strike and vigilance, so she'll get 2/2 from Akroma. It gets 1/0 for each artifact you control and partner. Akroma, Vision of Ixiador? Ixiador? I don't know. 5 white for legendary 6/6 Angel, first strike, vigilance, trample, and flying. At the beginning of each combat, until end of turn, each other creature you control gets 1/1 if it has flying, 1/1 if it has first strike, and so on for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. It has partner. So I'm sorry, Akiri will get 3/3. It's already pretty good. Path of Ancestry into play for our next opponent, who is Zaxara the Exemplary, 1 black, green, blue for a legendary 2/3 Nightmare Hydra, death touch, tap, add 2 mana of any 1 card to your mana pool. Whenever you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, create a 0/0 green Hydra creature token, then put X 1/1 counters on it. So this can go infinite with a number of different enchantments and things. I really wanted to build this, and then 1 card and it goes infinite kind of turned me off to it really, but I still like the art, I still like the idea behind it. We are back over to Akroma and Akiri, by the way. Snow-covered mountain into play, followed by Akiri Line Slinger. Mana Vault, they won the flip on that. Our last opponent had Skemfar? Elder Hall? Yeah. Place of the Elves. And their commander is Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Okay, so another pre-con commander. It is going to roll over to our turn, though. Sorry, the partners were a little bit wordy. We will get to Lathril in a minute. We get Quick Smith Genius. That could be good later. Let's play a Forest. No true drops. Let's pass it off. So, Lathril, Blade of the Elves, 2 black-green for a legendary 2/3 Elf Noble. Menace. Whenever it deals combat damage to the player, create that many 1/1 green Elf Warrior creature tokens. Tap 10 untapped elves you control. Each opponent loses 10 life and you gain 10 life. Pretty good, especially since elves usually go wide. How they're going to make more elves through the combat, I don't know, but Menace, again, is a ability I really like on commanders. I think it's just really not given enough respect. Zaxara has Thornwood Falls into play. They gain 1 life. Lathril's turn. Swamp into play. Is it an elf? Oh, no mana dorks or anything. Surprising. This could be the precon deck too, so I'm wondering, because we just faced what, Renar? Oh, sorry, Mana Vault is the one that you have to pay for to untap. My mistake. Mana Crypt is the one that does the damage. I always get them confused. Plains into play. Maybe an equipment, maybe just some mana rocks. Let's see what happens. Talisman of Conviction. If we manage to get down a Vandal Blast at some point, that could be very good for us to save our butt, but we'll have to wait and see. Jessica Thrice Reborn. Well, that's super dangerous. Alright, so they chose the first ability, which is 0. So he comes into play with counters on equal to the number of times you've cast a commander from the command zone in this game. 0, choose target creature. Till end of turn, if that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage instead. They are attacking into Zaxara. Zaxara, again, could go infinite, so that is problematic. So Akiri does 6 damage to them. It is not a first strike kind of ability, so they won't win in combat necessarily. So just keep that in mind. So Zaxara does take 6. They're down to 35, up to 6 commander. So Jessica, her other ability is minus X. It deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. That is any target. Our turn gives us a Fellwar Stone. Let's play Inventor's Fair and get down our commander. We are going to be a little bit hard pressed to keep up with Akiri and Akroma over there. And we'll pass it off there. So ideally, land next turn, Fellwar Stone, Icy Manolith, in activation after a block, hopefully. But we'll see how it goes. Zaxara Command Tower into play. I don't know why I keep putting an L in the name. I just don't know. Evolution Sage is coming down. Just another thing to note on Jessica here. She can be your commander, and she has partner. So, in case you want a Planeswalker as your commander. The only other thing you can partner with as far as a Planeswalker, though, is Tavajazat. So just keep that in mind. It cannot partner with the other commanders that are also Planeswalkers. Lathril with a Swamp into play. Let's see if they play anything this turn. Ooh, they do not. Still no elves down. Okay. I haven't looked at the deck list for the elf one because I bought the white-blue one for myself personally. So I don't know, like, if this is performing well for the deck or not. You can let me know in the comments. And, I mean, I hope they'll stay in the game because Akiri is going to get out of hand real fast. They do not pay to untap the Mana Vault. I was wondering if they would just to get Akroma down next turn. They do put down a mountain, though. Jessica is activated again for the 0. So Akiri will hit for 6. Akiri on the attack. Where's it going? Off into Lathril. Okay, so we have like one more turn. Hopefully we draw that land. We have an activation, Abrupt Decay. Nice. Okay, so Lathril defended themselves. Akiri was abruptly decayed. Very well played. Second main phase, we have Giselle the Broken Blade coming down. Okay. So let's see. Flying, first strike, so more keyword soup. At the beginning of your end step, it will meld if you also control Bruna the Fading Light. Could be dangerous. We get Tamio's Journal. That is not what we needed. So we can play Fellwar Stone. We don't have another 2-drop though, but we do need to get more mana down, so let's go ahead and do it. And we'll pass it off there. Unfortunately, the algorithm has been giving me the lands, but the deck does only have 34 lands in it. 36 if you count the Boged Recovery and the Valakut Expiration, I believe it is. But, yep, a little bit light on the lands. Next turn, do a Mana Rock. Then we'll get down something that maybe costs 2 if we draw it. If not, we'll just keep going as it is. Zaxara's turn, land in play. Evolution Sage will proliferate. Nothing to proliferate unless they really want to do Jessica, which I do not advise. Zaxara coming down for that player. They will get to scry one because of the Path of Ancestry. That's it for Zaxara. No attacks. Off to Lathril. Let's see what they do. Another land into play. Would they play their commander now, or would they hold up removal for Gisela? They are playing their commander. Again, I don't know what's in this deck, especially if it is the precon. So I'm not entirely sure like what removal they would have. Over to Akiri Akroma. That's going to be hard to say over time. Mana Vault, it will deal 1 damage to them. They did not pay to untap it. Forest into play. Let's see if they resummon their commander. They do have 6 mana available, so they're 1 short of Akroma. But, alright, they're just going to activate the 0 on Jessica for Gisela. Not summoning anything during the first main. I imagine they'll be coming into us if they're spreading it around, but 12 damage is an awful lot. They are coming into us. At least they're being fair and going around the table. But, I rather would have taken 6. We take 12. We are down to 28. Ouch. That hurts. Second main phase, we have Akiri Line Slinger coming back down for that player. It is a 2-3 currently. Comes our turn, we get Reckless Fireweaver. That could potentially be good. Could also paint something on our head. So I guess at this point, we just kind of hope the table is going to help deal with the Chroma Akiri player. and go ahead and create a Monolith and get down the Reckless Fireweaver. Unfortunately, that's a little bit backwards, but what can you do? I see Monolith into play. Then we'll just make some red, and hey, we got all the colors. Reckless Fireweaver. So every time we create an Icy Monolith, we get to deal 1 damage to everybody. Let's pass the turn. So Zaxara's turn, land in play, Evolution Stage will trigger again. Nothing happening at the moment with Proliferate. Genesis Hydra, one of my favorite Hydras. So it says, besides X green green and 0/0. When you cast the spell, reveal the top X card of your library. You may put a non-land card, a non-land permanent card with convert mana cost extra less from among them onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. And of course, as a Hydra, it gets X/1/1 counters. Ooh, Dominate. We're gonna have to look out for that. Altered Ego and Curse of the Swine. Curse of the Swine, they could be really good right now. The problem is that only Altered Ego or the lands will work because X isn't included. They could do Dominate, but I don't see how that would work at all because it needs the X. So if they do Altered Ego, what would they do? Evolution Sage, perhaps? It could be a clone of anything. So possibly even our commander because it does have a bunch of big mana effects. Nope, it's Evolution Sage. Okay. Alright, Genesis Hydra into play. Another Evolution Sage. So the 1/1 counters to those Hydras are going to be getting very big. On the bright side, we do have mass removal in the deck. Hopefully we see some of it. Over to Lathril's turn. We have land into play. It's Memorial to Unity. Okay. Pride of the Perfect. LG Control get 2/0. It's an enchantment. Lathril is a 4/3 with Menace. They're on the attack, hopefully not into us. Alright, they're off into Akiri Akroma. That works for me. They will not be able to block. So that works out. 4 damage is good. Akiri Akroma down to 46, up to 4 commander damage. And the Lathril player gets 4 Elf Warrior tokens for defense. Unfortunately, again, Gisela flies. Akiri Akroma's turn. They do not untap the Mana Vault. It deals 1 damage to them. Akroma, Vision of Ishiador, Elixiador, Elixirs of Immortality, I don't know, is coming down to the battlefield. Okay, so we're looking at quite the buff here. So this one will get 3/3. Gisela will get 3/3. Jessica is being activated. That is going to be, what, 21 damage? We really need a board wipe. Gisela 7/6, Akiri 5/6. Akroma does not get any of her own buffs. Alright, let's see where they're going to send it. Gisela, it has the flying, so it's off into the Zaxara player. Okay, I actually wasn't thinking they were going to risk that considering the crackback they could have, but they are plenty healthy. We have Akiri off into the Lathril player. Okay. So no trample, they could just jump with an Elf Warrior. Unfortunately, Zaxara does not have reach anywhere. Okay, Lathril did not block. Down to 35, up to 5 commander. Zaxara, 6 commander still, but down to 14. Comes our turn, we get a snow-covered forest. That is not a board wipe. Let's go ahead and play the forest. Unfortunately, we can't break through to the Planeswalker either, so it's not the best. We could potentially harmonize and hopefully get to a Blasphemous Act. That is something we could try. Alright, let's go ahead and make an Icy Monolith first. Reckless Fireweaver will trigger 1 damage to our opponents. And then let's go ahead and harmonize. Garruk's Uprising, Rootbound Crag, and Lightning Greaves. None of that's helping. Let's go ahead and pass it off. We will have to discard 2 cards. Let's go ahead and discard Pi's Revolution and the Tomio's Journal. We'll keep Quicksmith Genius just in case we can get something going here. Probably dig through the deck a little bit more, but it's not looking very good for us. Mortuary Mire into play for Zaxara. We have 2 proliferation triggers. So let's see, it will come into play tapped. I don't think they had any creatures in the graveyard just yet, so I don't think they got anything back. We have Icy Blast, X is 3. So let's see, tap target X creatures. Ferocious, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, those creatures don't tap to their controllers on tap step. So they are buying us a turn, that works for me. Also, they might be swinging into them, which also works for me. There's nothing like having a frenemy and co-opetition. So they're on the attack. Let's see where it's going. All of it off into... Okay, they are taking out Jessica, so that's nice. So almost all of it off into the Akroma Akiri player. 1 creature off into Jessica. Damage is good. Jessica down. Akiri Akroma down to 48. Up to 4 commander. My mistake. The commander advantage was from Lathril, not from Zaxara. My bad. Nimbus Swimmer coming down. Okay. They'll make a 1/1 Hydra. Nimbus Swimmer will also come down. It has flying. Good for them. It'll also be a 1/1. Over to Lathril's turn. Largely left alone so far. Let's see what they can do. 5 cards in hand after the draw. Wolverine Riders. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 elf warrior creature token. Whenever an elf enters the battlefield under control, you gain life equal to its toughness. Interesting. We have a full attack. Off into the Akiri Akroma player. Up to 8 commander, down to 32. Lathril will trigger. That means 4 more elves. Alright, more triggers. They'll gain 4 life over on the Lathril side. Lathril up to 38. Wolverine Rides will trigger for the elf creature token. I'll stop saying that until it's destroyed or removed. Akroma and Akiri appear to be untapping the Mana Vault this turn. They are. Comes our turn. Inventor's Fair will trigger. We will gain 1 life. We get Ghost Quarter. Not helpful, unfortunately. Let's play Rootbound Crag. Okay, so let's go ahead and play Garruk's Uprising. We do not get a card for that. Let's go ahead and play Terror of the Peaks. We will get a card for that. We get Impact Tremors. That'll be good too. If we can get, like, Mere Battlesphere, would be fantastic right now. But we'll have to get that down first. Let's go ahead and attack with the Reckless Fireweaver over into Akiri Akroma. And, well, actually, let's attack with both. Hopefully we have some saving grace with our allies. I mean, we are doing 3, but it's better than nothing. We will need a board wipe very quickly, though, to help deal with all the tokens on the other side of the battlefield if Akroma and Akiri bite the bucket over the next turn or 2. Let's pass it off. Land into play for Zaxara. Evolution Sage will trigger. That's going to be an awful lot of Proliferate. So we have maybe 1 or 2 turns, if they don't have any extra Proliferate, to get into Blasphemous Act, although All Is Dust would be preferable. Align Hedron Network would not help us against the elves. Ooh, Distortion Wake. Uh-oh. Okay, so it says return X non-land permanents to their owner's hand. They are bouncing a bunch of the elf tokens. Okay. Red Elemental Blast. Ho ho. Okay. They're countering Distortion Wake. Or Distorting Wake, my apologies. Okay. Didn't see Red Elemental Blast coming, but I guess I should have figured. So they want the elves to threaten the Hydra player, even if they get knocked out. Seems like a good strategic plan, although I wish the elf tokens had been bounced myself. Zaxara does no attacking. Okay. That's interesting. Over to Lathril's turn, so I'm guessing Zaxara's thinking maybe they have Triumph of the Hordes or something like that. They can also just tap those 10 elves, and their opponents will lose 10 life. So, surprisingly in a good position with the elves. So I wonder if Akroma and Akiri knew that. Worldly Tutor, okay, so it's clearly not the pre-con deck then. Herald Unites the Elves coming down. Mill through cards, you may put an elf or Tyvar card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Alright, let's see what they mill with it. Listen on Huntmaster and Poison Tip Archer. Poison Tip Archer would be very good. Listen on Huntmaster does more tokens, but they already have so many good ones. Yep, Poison Tip Archer to the battlefield. Oh, things got bad real quick. So board wipe, we'd have to kill Poison Tip Archer first. Oh, no. Lathril on the attack. So far, it's all going into Akroma and Akiri. I hope it continues that way, but how they would prevent themselves from dying to the Hydras, I'm not necessarily sure. But that could give us a victory against the Hydras fairly easily if we can drop a few big things and burn them out with Terror of the Peaks. Okay, so the attack is fallen into Akroma and Akiri. Let's see what happens. They do have double white up. They could have a fog type of effect, like a Holy Day or a Dawn Charm. And they go down -5, 12 commander. Lathril will trigger 4 more elves for the elves. That is quite the army. Yep. Don't know what we're going to be doing about that. To our turn, we get Mere Battlesphere. Well, that could change things in our favor. but it'll only help us kill the Hydra player. How do we defeat the elves? Let's go ahead and play Ghost Quarter. At least get our land down. Let's play Impact Tremors. Should be good. Then we'll be able to do 10 damage to each of our opponents. We could kill the Hydra player here. Either one of the other players could kill us. So I don't think there's any good decisions we have right now, just because we can't get rid of the elves and kill the Hydra player. And the elves are at 50 life. The Hydra player could swing into them, but they have so many chump blockers. Mere Battlesphere. Going to get a number of triggers when stuff comes into play. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Let's do Terror of the Peaks. We're going to deal 4 damage. Let's go ahead and do it to the elf player. Alright, we're going to get to draw a card. That's always nice. Frostwalk Bastion. That unfortunately isn't going to help us too much. Impact Tremors deals 1 to our opponents. Reckless Fireweaver will deal 1 to our opponents. We will get more mirror tokens. We have a billion other triggers. Terror of the Peaks, 3 to Lathril, 1 to our Hydra buddy over there. And let's proceed with all the damage. Okay, damage is over 33 on the elves, 2 on Zaxara. So if they just kill 2 elves with their poison tip archer, they kill the other player. Let's go ahead and just pass it off to our opponents. Actually, do we want to attack with Terror of the Peaks? No, we do not. The poison tip archer does have reach. Let's just pass it off. No need to sacrifice it just yet. Okay, over to the Hydras. 3 cards in hand after the draw. Let's see what they can do. It's been somewhat surprising. That is a land into play. They could kill us here, or the elves could kill us next turn. So I don't know if we push Zaxara to maybe just be like, whatever, I'll be second. Or if they're going to still try to do something to the elves. They're tapping all of the mana. A little bit over for a Psych Rift. What can it be? Exsanguinate, perhaps? Damnable Pact. Okay, hold on. What does this say? Target player draws X cards and loses X life. Oh, they're just going to take themselves out. Alright, that's unfortunate. Hydra player's down, -6. It's just us and the elves. If we might survive this next turn, although I sincerely doubt it. And if we do, we'd still need that board wipe and somehow to get rid of the poison tip archer. Okay, their Saga will trigger 1/1 counter on each elf they control. I am pretty sure we are dead. Elven Ambush, instant, 3 green. Create a 1/1 elf warrior creature token for each elf you control. At least they don't have haste, my god. Elven Ambush, it resolves. They're going to gain a lot of life back. That stinks. I was going to say, had we gotten a board wipe, and then just used like Acidic Slime to throw damage with Terror of the Peaks to kill the poison tip archer, we could have turned this around. Okay, they're on the attack. We have 8 blockers. We'll be taking 40 damage anyway. I might as well let my guys live, and they can run about on whatever world I've planeswalked to and be free. Other than that, looks like we're taking fairly lethal damage. No blocks. And there it is, -49. That was a pretty good back and forth game, except for us, unfortunately. We really needed a board wipe. But what can you do? Sometimes it is the way it is. Let's go ahead. I'll give it to the elves. Why not? Let's draw 1 more card, see what it was. Darksteel Colossus. Okay, that wouldn't have helped us. Had it been a board wipe, I would have been a little bit irked. Okay, there it is. We get 3 points. The winner gets 2. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Made a lot of changes since last time. It has been testing, been running generally better, so let's go ahead and talk. Okay, here's the deck. Lots of changes. Added, well, a lot of stuff. Added Thopter Assembly, which is very good with Porphyros Bronze Blooded. Add Kadoltha Forge Master. Add Thrawn Temporal Gateway. Just all kinds of things to make the deck a little bit better. And I had one game where I got down Soul Ring and the Skyclave Relic, and it just exploded out of the gate that way. I'm sure most decks explode with Mana Rocks, but I didn't expect this one to explode so well. We also saw Impact Tremors and the Reckless Fireweaver. That combo would have been so good had we gotten it earlier. It didn't seem to have too many removal spells in this game, so I feel like that really could have helped us out. Don't know if it would have helped us out necessarily against the elves, but let's go over some specific things to our commander and then just general additions. Specific to our commander, we have Illusionist Bracers. I wanted to add that to the deck because we can just copy the ability once we activate it. Likewise, Rings of Bright Hearth, especially with Hearthstone out on the battlefield. Then it's like 4, you get 2 mana rocks, and then it's 9, you get to cast 2 things. Makes the ability a lot better because with the Hearthstone, because it costs 1 less. Actually, it will make Rings of Bright Hearth cost 1 less too. Forgot about that. So it's actually you're paying the 8 to get 2 of the ability instead of 1. We also have Staff of Domination. Wanted to try it out in the deck. Haven't ever gotten it, but it doesn't tap target creature, so potentially could be very good. Also has some life gain and draw a card and stuff on it. Don't know if it works so much in this deck, but it's in here. Wanted to try it out. Also add Rhyme Tender to untap our commander, and Scrib Ranger to untap a creature anyway, which works out very well with Feldon of the Third Path because it is a tap ability, so a lot of the stuff that supports Svella as a commander also supports Feldon in the deck. Also added Junk Diver, needed some extra recursion. Too bad we didn't see any of that this game, but those can be looped fairly easily and fairly well for very good effect, especially again with Impact Tremors or the Reckless Fire Weaver. Added the Loyal Apprentice. That one has actually been quite the boon. It usually is. I don't know why I keep forgetting about it, but just having those free artifacts every combat, well, every one of our combats is very good. Kaldheim Forge Master, like I said, sacrifice some stuff, get an artifact from our deck onto the battlefield. We do make artifact tokens. A lot of our stuff makes Thopters. Could be very reliable in this deck. I haven't gotten a chance to test it, but it's also part of combos, so why not? Add a Duplicant for some more removal. Add Rishkar's Expertise for more card draw. Didn't see Combustible Gearhulk or Hellkite Tyrant in a while, so they are good for the deck. Hellkite Tyrant itself adds a I win the game condition, and it's pretty good with Porphyros or Feldon. If it dies, get it back with Feldon as a token. Porphyros comes into play, just activate it at the end of the last player's turn. It's there on the upkeep, you win the game, as long as you have 20 or more artifacts. To be fair, the threshold is very high, but at least you can steal artifacts from your opponents, and that effect is indefinite. Again, Thopter Assembly. This one's really good with Porphyros because you can do it at end of turn, that bounces itself back at the upkeep. So you get to keep all those Thopters and recast the Thopter Assembly instead of it just dying. Managed to pull that off once or twice too. Pretty good. Over at the top end, added in Darksteel Colossus back in. It was in the last video too, and I had taken it out to do some testing. I still don't know if I like it in the deck. I really don't because of that clause on it, and then getting it down does cost 11, and we don't have too many ways to cheat it in, so I'm not sure about it. Other than that, also add Colossus of Akros. It is indestructible. It's a 10/10, can sit there and defend us, and we can always monstrous it to make it, what, a 20/20 or something, and then it attacks, so that's pretty good. Okay, that's it for now. We'll go over the rest in the deck tech. If you saw any cards you want to own in paper, pre-order any product, or sleeves to protect that stuff, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, on to the next Kaldheim commander. Got my eye on a few that I want to try out. You can let me know in the comments if you'd like me to try to tackle one. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. We'll have to see. Anyway, I'll see you for that next series. Stay safe until then.